Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
And hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a note from my sponsors over at Robert Gibb and Sons. They have a first responder rebate thanks to our first responders, first and foremost. But Robert Gibb is saying thank you with a $400 off an installation of an HVAC unit. Give my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons a call today on this special. All right, let's take a look at what we have going on. A lot to talk about today. We do have some sunshine. Temperatures are very comfortable, and we have some great weather to talk about. And there's a chance of the northern lights. So we're going to start right away with that. Here is a look at the forecast from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We had a solar storm, and that is causing an interaction with our Earth's geomagnetic poles. And tonight we have a chance at seeing the northern lights. The chances are best where you see that red line and north. That's tonight. But look at tomorrow's chance. It goes way up in red. That just means that there's a great likelihood of seeing the northern lights. And it goes as far south as Colorado. So northern lights are in the forecast. But what about our chance of seeing them? Will the clouds cooperate? Right now, things are looking pretty good. Let's show you a look at that satellite view right quick from space. And this is a look at the visible satellite imagery. I encourage you to drop a note. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know, what you're going to do with this awesome weather this weekend coming our way. Okay, first thing to note here, not many clouds across the northern portion of the valley. Eastern North Dakota, most of northern Minnesota cloud-free, minus a couple of thin clouds. Once we get down into the southeast quadrant of North Dakota, some garden variety fair weather cumulus clouds forming there. That is about it. Now, let's take a look at what the model says for the forecast with regards to cloud cover. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and load up this high-resolution model. And again, models tend to do pretty good in the first period of time, but the farther we get out has a little bit more of a struggle with that. But it is only a 48-hour forecast that we're looking for tonight through tomorrow night, so maybe even closer to 36 hours. Here is a look at the cloud cover, clouds shown in blue. Here is a look at the evening tonight. Now, there's going to be a batch coming with this cool wave from the north as we go through the midnight hour tonight up north. That will pass through, not terribly long-lived for most of us as we go through the evening tonight, but there will be a few clouds out there. So if you get a chance, some of the best viewing may indeed be in southeast North Dakota as we go back in time here. This is about that midnight time frame right here. So at about midnight, if you happen to be watching there for the northern lights, you know what? One thing about the northern lights is we do not have a very good grasp on exactly what time they're going to happen. So keep that in mind. They could happen anytime overnight. So if you get up before dawn, that might be another good time to view in eastern North Dakota. This is a look at as we head into the 4 to 6 a.m. time frame, just as the sun is fixing to rise. But tomorrow, the energy is even greater. A solar storm is going to be taking place. And here's a look at tomorrow night's sky forecast. Look at this. This is as we cross into that 9 to 10 o'clock time frame right here. There will be a few clouds moving out of Winnipeg into northern Minnesota. But by and large, for the southern half of the valley, Highway 200 and point south, the way it looks right now, we'll have some decent viewing potential of the northern lights. Paul, thank you so very much for your contribution of stars. All of your support here on Hutch's Weather is so greatly appreciated. Dana, good to have you on from Sharon, North Dakota. So a reminder, the northern lights possible tonight, the green showing that we have a slight chance at seeing those northern lights, particularly areas north of the red line. That includes most of northern Minnesota and North Dakota. But for Friday, this is the Friday forecast. Tomorrow night's forecast, the KP index, by the way, will be up to 8. That is extremely high, and a geomagnetic storm scale about 4 out of 5. That's a pretty strong event that's going to take place. So the likelihood of you seeing some pretty significant northern lights on your Friday night looks to be pretty good. Now, a couple of hints from Hutch. You want to drive up away from the northern lights. And because the northern lights show up on the northern horizon, I like to drive north of the city lights. So if you drive south, then you have those city lights kind of tainting or polluting the atmosphere just above in the lower northern horizon. So I like to go north of the city if you can. and put the city lights behind you. And then look low on the northern horizon. With tomorrow's event, you may not have to look low at all. You might be able to look at 30 degrees up or 45 degrees up or even straight up over your head and have a decent chance at seeing that. So once again, tips for viewing. Go north of the city, get away from those city lights, park out there, give it some time. Taking pictures of it is sure a lot of fun. And if your kids or you have never seen the Northern Lights, tomorrow presents a dandy opportunity to do just that. Okay, let's take a look at this radar and satellite and take a look at what we have going on temperature-wise across the region. Moorhead's Airport, 70 degrees. It is 73 at Hector International right now. And a look at those winds. We got that northerly direction of the wind at about 12 miles per hour, gusting to 21. And that northerly wind, well, it was going to keep us a little cooler than yesterday, but not that much cooler. We were 76 yesterday, 73 today. Thief River, 67 degrees right now. Out at the Emerado area, it's 71. We have 70 in Grafton. How about out in the Devil's Lake Basin? 67 there. Carrington, you have 68. Low 70s in southeast North Dakota, Sisseton, 69. Fergus Falls, how about 70 degrees for you as well? Pretty uniform temperatures. It is a little cooler in Wadena at 66 degrees. Park Rapids at 66. And we have 65 in Bemidji as we take a look at what's going on out there. Let's take a look at the radar out there. There is going to be, or was going to be, a chance of a few sprinkles up in this part of the woods. And I don't see too much, and we didn't see too much on the satellite. So nothing to be concerned about with that right now. Hi, Cindy. Good to have you on board from Plummer. Again, if you have any questions, drop a note right here. So a look at our precision radar showing indeed that we have quiet conditions, perfect temperatures across the area, and a note from my friends at Precision Lawn and Landscaping. They have the Hutch discount, and they're offering new customers 10% off of all maintenance services. That's lawn mowing, leaf cleanup, thatching, and power raking, perennial cleanups as well. Give them a call to get that yard ship shape. Thanks again to my sponsors. Now, let's take a look at your forecast. As we go through the temperature ordeal tonight, we're going to see them fall, but not too much. How about 45 to 50? Once again, a little cooler up near Lake of the Woods. War Road, 41. Baudette, 42. How about 39 and 38 up by International Falls? And look at the Bemidji area, 46. 42 for you folks out there in the Wadena area. Fergus Falls, just outstanding, 45 degrees. That's how you start your day. Light north wind continues in the morning, and only a few clouds out there. Then for tomorrow afternoon, we'll saw a couple more degrees off, but not too many. We'll still be near 70 here in Fargo. 67 for Grand Forks and 61 off of the Big Lake shores there in War Road. How about 62 for Babe the Blue Ox and Fergus Falls at 67 degrees. Cindy says it's 67 right now in Plummer and beautiful outside. And that's the similar conditions that we have here in the FM area. Glad that you are enjoying it. I hope you can. Now, a look at your planning forecast as we wrap this broadcast up. Friday, there's your 71 degree day in Fargo. It looks like a beautiful day. I cannot rule out a sprinkle in northern Minnesota. That's it. Look at the weekend, 75 to 80 degrees, Saturday and Sunday. Shawit is what I'm calling it. And our chance of rain looks like it will hold off for most of the area as we go through the weekend. Now, Monday looked like some late thunder would be possible out to the west. We'll leave that in the forecast, but that's going to be well out to the west of eastern North Dakota. So we're talking about oil patch out there. And then as we look into your Tuesday, how about some rain and thunder across the area, bringing another chance of rain. So a few days of drying out there. And if you're looking to plant, might be a good opportunity if it isn't too soggy in the soil out there to do some planting as we go through your weekend, because early next week, particularly Tuesday and Wednesday, an increased chance of some unsettled weather. I will say this. My confidence in the midweek forecast is pretty low. The models are way far apart. Some models have us in the 80s, others have us in the 60s. I like to lean a little bit more toward the European solution, so we'll keep things in the low to mid 60s as we go through Wednesday and Thursday of next week with sprinkle chances in the forecast. That's a look at your weather. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me today. Thanks for putting up with my voice as I'm battling a cold still. I hope to be feeling back above the weather here very soon. And I'll check back with an update for you right here on Hutch.